All right, hello. I almost was gonna say welcome to day 2 of 10 days to 10 years sober, but I guess it would be welcome to 9 days to 10 years sober since we are counting down, in fact. I hope that you found yesterday's video, or if you're listening on Spotify podcast, valuable, and I'm excited to continue this journey as we count down to 10 years sober with you. So today I want to share just a little nugget of wisdom that I picked up early on in my journey of recovery that has always stuck with me. And the reason I love this lesson so much is because I feel like it really does apply universally to anything in the healing space. So you may be watching this and you're like, well, I'm not an addict, I'm not in recovery, how do these videos apply to me? And they all will have some universal application to some degree, but this one in particular really applies to everything healing related, but you could even expand it far beyond just healing. And so I'll just dive into the lesson and you can apply it to your life as you see fit. So this was within my first couple of years. So I'm still in my early 20s. I'm somewhere between 22 and 24 probably. And I was on my way to a meeting and I was being driven by this amazing man who was definitely a mentor to me early on in sobriety. He was my boyfriend at the time, sponsor. And, he's about my dad's age. He has a daughter my age. So he was kind of, just that like mature adult kind of fatherly mentor figure for me in sobriety. And we're driving to the meeting and we're getting close. And he said something to me. He was like, Elsa, recovery is not for those who need it. And I remember sitting in the back seat thinking to myself, like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, obviously it's for those who need it. Once again, kind of like in my story from yesterday, I was like, okay, well, maybe in your 60s, it's different because this is your social life now. But for me, in my early 20s, like I certainly would not be here at an AA meeting on a Friday night if I didn't need to be here. This is like a need basis for me. But, I entertained him and I was like, oh, really? Like, who's it for then? And he goes, yeah, Elsa, it might come as a surprise, but recovery is not for those who need it. He was like, if recovery was for those who need it, all of these parking spots would be taken. This entire lot would be full. He was like, you would never be able to get a seat at a meeting. It would be standing room only. Like, no, recovery is not for those who need it. Recovery is for those who want it. And I was like, I was in the back seat like, holy shit, he is so right. So many people need recovery. There are so many, and this gives me chills and just moves me to my core. There are so many people who would benefit from getting sober. There are so many people who are sick and struggling and suffering in their addiction. But recovery really is for those who want it. There are so many people who need it, but the statistics for alcoholics recovering and getting long-term sobriety are abysmal. They're extremely, extremely low. And it really is true that it's for those who want it. It's for those who want it bad enough that they are willing to commit 110% and go to any lengths to get sober and to stay sober. And I'll talk about this on a future episode, but being sober is no joke. Bringing that degree of presence to every single thing that happens in your life, the ecstatic joy, the highest highs, the lowest of lows, the good, the bad, the ugly, to be present and to feel it all is intense. It's a tall order. It's not for the faint of heart. And getting sober, but particularly maintaining sobriety long-term, requires that we do a very high level of internal work. You know, a lot of 12-steppers will talk about that in the 12-step framework. And yes, the 12 steps helped me to a degree, but that was only the beginning. For me, I am a big fan of somatic trauma healing and really getting in there and healing the underlying causes of addiction, addressing the pain that drove you to numb out through whatever your addictive substance or behavior was. That level of facing yourself is no joke. And it is only for those who really want it. And as I said, you can apply this to so many things. You can apply this to healing of any kind. You can apply this to going after your dream or your vision. You could, apply this to training for the Olympics, like it's really for those who want it. And who want it bad enough and are committed enough to the vision to do whatever it takes to get it and to maintain it. So I offer that to you. You can apply it wherever in your life it fits the most. But just think, do you need it or do you want it? And how does that change your relationship to doing whatever it takes to recover, to heal, to create the life you desire? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm excited. We'll be back tomorrow, and there are only 8 days left.